What's up, VC? Vinyl Tag 2022. How many are there now? I don't know. I'm completely lost. I was going to do a mixture of like several people's tags and just do one video. I don't think I'm going to do that. So I'm sticking with Rob Walker. I will be doing Rob Walker's Vinyl Tag 2022. We got 20 records that I've pulled out, and so I got records everywhere. And yeah, let's get on with it. Hope everyone's doing well, and I'm enjoying these vinyl tags. I always enjoy these. They're fun, and Rob did a good job coming up with some questions. A couple of things I got stumped on, so I think there's like two I'm not going to answer. Sorry, I just don't. I don't have a record with a price tag on it. Like the first thing I do is just tear price tags off. I don't have one, and I do have one in shrink. So I do have that, and yeah, there was like one other one I think I didn't do, but I got my list here. I got my notes, and let's get through this and try and not make it a huge production. The first question is favorite album purchased in 2021. This was my album of the year for 2021. If you guys saw my ranking video of my favorite new releases of 2021, this was number one. This is Parquet Court's Sympathy for Life. An absolutely fantastic record. This is a kind of just, I would say, post-punk, modern post-punk record. Great sound. This band gets better and better. It's got a really nice packaging here. Really cool. Excellent packaging. Well done. Absolutely gorgeous. The cardboard on this is so thick. It's absolutely wonderful. Great record. Going to see them in March. So very much looking forward to that. Hoping we are semi out of this pandemic. Next up is the first person you saw live in 2021. The very first concert back that I saw since the peak of the pandemic, or are we in the peak of the pandemic? Whatever. Was this guy, Chicagoan Neil Francis. This is his debut album, Changes. This is a guy that we saw here live in Chicago for years and years and years. We were buying his records and his CDs and his cassettes at the merch tables at every bar and small music hall that he would play at. He is absolutely fantastic. This is on yellow vinyl. He is kind of a funky late 70s soul sound. Really cool. Highly recommend checking out his new album. His new album is more expansive. This is a little more straightforward, like 70s soul. But his new one is very, I don't want to say out there, but more expanded on this original sound. And he is a terrific artist going right now. So Neil Francis, Changes. He was the first artist I saw live in 2021. Next up, show a duo. This is probably my favorite duo. Yeah, this is Tears for Fears. This is the Hurting, the Hurting, and it's got changes on it. The great song. This is a wonderful record. This is my favorite Tears for Fears record. By far. I mean, they have a couple of other ones. What was the other one? Is that Songs from the Big Chair? That's the one that had all the big hits on it. This is the one that really got me, and I don't think they've done anything better since. They also have a new album coming out in February, so definitely check them out. We saw them live a couple years ago. They opened for Hall & Oates, and they blew Hall & Oates off the stage. We actually left for Hall & Oates because they were awful, and John Hall was just a D-bag. He talked way too much and told too many stupid stories and came across as very arrogant. So we stayed for about maybe 3 or 4 songs, and we were just like, ugh. But these guys were great. Really good. I'm looking forward to their new album. Next up, show an album in the shrink wrap. This is a guy named Boogaloo Joe Jones. He is a jazz funk guitarist, and he's absolutely fantastic. This album is wonderful. It's still in the shrink. I usually take all my albums out of the shrink right away. I don't know why I didn't with this one, but I will be now that I found it in the collection, still in shrink. This is a great record. This is called Right On Brother. He has his lineup is him on guitar, Rusty Bryant on tenor sax and alto sax, Charlie Ireland on organs. I love Charlie Ireland. Jimmy Lewis on Fender bass, and Bernard Perdue on drums. Really, really cool, fun, upbeat record. This guy is a smoking guitarist. He does not get enough pub. He is flashy and really great style. He is out there. Very, very cool stuff. Show a record that you have not listened to. I have not listened to this because I just picked it up 2 days ago. This is The Cars, Candio, my guilty pleasure band. I like The Cars. One of the worst bands I ever saw live. They were boring as hell. But this is the MoFi release of it, and I saw this at the store the other day, and I figured, you know what, I'll just pick it up. But I have not listened to it yet. I don't know how it sounds. I have their debut on MoFi, and it sounds great. But so I'm assuming this does too. But need to listen to this. Next up, an artist that you discovered in. Is that what we're doing? Yes, an artist you discovered in 2021. This is an interesting, really interesting guy. I'm gonna butcher his name. So you know what? I'm not even gonna say it because I'll say it wrong. He is really, really cool. This is it's a direct to disc recording. I still don't know too much about him. There's only one. It's a double record set. It's recorded live, direct to disc, at Artitone Studios in the Netherlands. Just a really cool jazz, kind of just a modern day jazz record, maybe a little trip hoppy, and it's got these overtones of like Middle Eastern vibes. It is a really, really cool record. It was not cheap, but it was a total blind buy. I walked into the record store, and this was on reserve for somebody, and he never picked it up, and so the owner of the record store let me check it out, and man, one of my favorite finds of 2021. Great record. If you like modern day trip hop with like a Middle Eastern feel, this is really, really cool. Highly recommend that. Next up, show a live album. I don't have a lot of live albums. I really don't. But this is a great one. This is Seconds Out by Genesis. This is Phil Collins era Genesis, but man, they do a lot of like the late 70s stuff, and it is terrific. A absolutely terrific live album. Wonderful stuff. I'm gonna try and keep this a little bit in order so when I go to put all these records away. But this is a great album. Squonk, Carpet Crawlers, Robbery, Assault and Battery, Afterglow, Firth of the Fifth, Lamb Lies Down, Musical Box, Supper's Ready is all aside 3, Los Endos, Cinema Show. Really solid. I'm not a big Phil Collins Genesis person, but this is probably the best of the bunch. I mean, if you're going to get anything from the Phil Collins era, get this. The rest is garbage. Yeah, I said it. Album from another continent. This is a band called Chameleons UK, the post-punk masters. This is a wonderful band. If you like post-punk music in that line of, the Joy Division era and stuff like that, this is a great record, a great band. They have, I have like 3 or 4 of their records. They did not make a lot of them. But this is Strange Times with the great cover. What an awesome cover that is. Highly recommend this band if you're into like late 70s post-punk, early 80s post-punk. This is a must-have for any collection. Next up, show a punk record. My go-to is the Clash debut. This is a fantastic record. I don't understand why the Sex Pistols get so much pub. Well, I probably understand why they do, but this is a great record. Their debut is awesome. One of my favorite bands, if you guys know me. London Calling is my favorite record of all time, and this debut is one of the best punk debuts ever. The Clash. Show a box set you bought in 2021. I bought this. I stumbled across this. This is the Velvet Underground, the Verve, and MGM albums. This is really, really good, and it was like $99. It's got 5 records for $99. They all sound great. When I bought it, it was sealed. Somebody told me this was a record store day release a couple years ago. I'm not sure about that, but whatever. This is one of my favorite purchases of the year. Great box set. It's got the first 5 albums. It's got Andy Warhol, Nico, Chelsea Girl, White Light, White Heat, the Velvet Underground, and 1969. Really, really nice collection of great sounding, really, really good sounding quality. Put that there. Okay. Show a sports-related album. This is the Vaccines. This is Combat Sports. That's as much sports-related as I could find in my collection. The Vaccines are a pretty cool band. They're kind of like a little like a punk pop band. Maybe power pop. No, more punky than power pop, but power punk, let's call it that. The Vaccines, really, really cool band. They got a couple of albums out since this one. This one's pretty good. I prefer their other one. I forget the name of it. It's probably right there. But no, Combat Sports, great album. Check them out. Really cool band. They're still touring. They're still making music. The Vaccines. Show a jazz album. I pulled this because I was listening to it the other day. This is Cannonball Adderley with Bill Evans. Know What I Mean. Look at that awesome album cover. Really, really cool album cover. This is on Milestone Records. Jesus, what to say about this record? This is a stunning record. I think it's a must-have in any jazz collection. Absolutely fantastic with Cannonball Adderley and Bill Evans. Wonderful record. Who else does he have on here? Bill Evans, Percy Heath, and Connie Kay on drums. Pretty good. Pretty damn good. Highly recommend that. Next is show a greatest hits. I do not have many best ofs or greatest hits. I'm weird. I just always, maybe because I was early in my collecting, I was a completist. So I never got like big greatest hits. I also feel like an album needs to be listened to in the way it was originally recorded and presented, and you know what I'm trying to say. I feel like an album needs to be listened to as a whole in its entirety, and that's why I've never been a big singles person. I've never been a big best of or greatest hits. Maybe even why I don't have a lot of live albums. I don't know, but this is one that every collection should have. This is Singles Going Steady by the Buzzcocks. If you're going to get a Buzzcocks album, get this. This is a great collection of awesome songs. They are a terrific band. The punk, I call them punk pop also. I mean, these guys were the most talented of all the punk bands. The Clash are up there too, but man, these guys knew how to play, and Steve Shelley was a hell of a songwriter. He could write a pop song. He could write a punk song. He was a great musician, great songwriter. The Buzzcocks, Singles Going Steady. Next up, show an album with more than 8 people on the cover. I am totally bailing on this one. I just gave up and went with the obvious. Sorry. This is, well, you guys know this record. It has a lot of people on the cover. And all the records just fell. Oh my goodness. Okay, what's up next? I don't even know if they're in. No, they're not in order now. Okay, next up, show a soundtrack. This is the Italian Stallion Del Cashier. Pretty cool record store release from maybe last year. I picked this up. It was really cheap. It's a fun record. It's pretty cool. Very Italian movie themed soundtrack. It's cool. You can probably get it in a dollar bin at this point. Show some VCLT. Well, I've only gotten 2 VCLTs in the last year. I got one from Steve Carlson. I showed in one of my videos last week, which was a wonderful collection of blues performances in outside of Detroit. It's a wonderful, wonderful collection. I also got this from Rod the Happy Hippie Guy. Check out his channel. He's got a great channel. He's a lot of fun, and he sent me this record. And because in one of my videos, I mentioned that this got lost in a divorce, and my ex took this. I used to have an original with the funky cover, and it was mono, and it was absolutely wonderful. Was it mono? It might have been stereo, but it was absolutely wonderful. And I mentioned that I didn't have this. I think I mentioned this in my Psych 101 video, and he saw that, and he immediately sent me a copy of the great Rolling Stones album, their Satanic Majesty's Request. He also sent me a really nice copy of Bob Dylan's, what's the one with Gotta Serve Somebody on it? What's the name of that album? I don't remember, but really cool record too. He sent me 2 very nice records. So thank you, Rod. Still listening to him. We're getting down there. Okay, show an album with no writing on the cover. Now, this has no writing on the cover, but it does have a hype sticker on it. And there's nothing I can do about it, but I wanted to show this record because I absolutely love this record. And I think I've shown it before. But this is The Creatures, Hail. And this is a hype sticker, so this really isn't on there. But this is Hail. This is Susie Sue from the Banshees. Her other band, The Creatures. I adore this record. This is a wonderful double album release, limited edition. I don't know when this came out. Maybe about 7 or 8 years ago. Awesome record. It's very tribal. It's more tribal than the Banshees. It sounds a lot like the Banshees. I think there's a couple members of the Banshees in the band, but it's got more tribal drumming, and it is absolutely wonderful. Really, really cool record. If you like Peter Gabriel's Security, this would be a really cool album to check out. I mean, Peter Gabriel's Security is his masterpiece. It's my favorite Peter Gabriel record. This has a very similar vibe, like Family in the Fishing Net. Just the tribal drumming, and great record. I highly recommend this. If you like that kind of music, or if you like Susie and the Banshees, you should check this out. I love The Creatures. Check them out. They got a bunch of albums. I don't know. Maybe they probably have 5 or 6 albums out. She was recording those right around the same time as the Banshees stuff, that towards the end of the Banshees, I guess. Let's keep this under half an hour. This is, what's the next question? I'm doing it without notes. Have you noticed? No notes. This was show a colored vinyl record. I've shown this before. This is Ohm. They're a Chicago band, 2 young ladies, beautiful vocals. They absolutely great harmonizing, really cool, folky pop duo group. I saw them live a couple of months ago, and they were absolutely fantastic. But this is a colored record, and this is probably my favorite colored record that I own. It is pretty stunning. This is the one that I really pull out whenever someone says, "Do you have any colored vinyl?" This is the one I show. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So that's Ohm. What did I say? The name of the album is, what is it? Parts. Yes. Is it called Parts, or is that their second? Yeah, this is called Parts. Really cool group. I highly recommend checking them out. I am being a good boy and putting all these right back in there, because I am tired and I don't want to put 22 records away. Oh, this one I pulled out too, because this was a colored vinyl. I was playing this the other. This was what I was gonna originally pull out for colored vinyl, because I was just playing this yesterday. This is the Meters Fire on the Bayou. Great record. Just an awesome record. This is a reissue from a few years ago, and I was playing it and I was like, oh, I can put that on the vinyl tag. But it's pretty cool. It sounds okay. It's not the best pressing, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And I love the Meters. I'll take the Meters over the Nevilles any day, even though it's pretty much the same family. Show singles. You know what? I'm gonna save the singles for last. Show an album from 1982. I was a youngin' in 1982, but I love this record. This is Robert Plant, Pictures at 11, his first solo album after leaving Led Zeppelin. Actually, after Led Zeppelin just left. I as a kid, you know, in 1982, Led Zeppelin was my favorite band in 1982. And the fact that Robert Plant was continuing on and making new music after Led Zeppelin, a band I never saw live in concert, super excited when this came out. I mean, I was waiting at the record store when the store opened just to get this record. This is that record too, by the way. This is still in pretty good shape. I've had different copies of it. I had it on CD for a while. I think this is his best solo record. The one that came after this, Principle of Moments, bores the crap out of me. I think it's awful. And then Now and Zen does not hold up. It's so dated. I can't stand any of those records. I love his new stuff. I love what he's doing now in the last like 10 years. Great stuff. That Carry Fire album is phenomenal. But this is Pictures at 11 with Robbie Blunt on guitar, a very underrated guitarist. Thought he was terrific. Phil Collins on drums. He keeps his mouth shut and just plays the drums, and he is great. We saw him he didn't tour with this album, but he toured on Principle of Moments, and it was a great show. Phil Collins again on drums, did not open his mouth once. All he did was play drums, and he was so damn good. And Robbie Blunt, excellent guitarist. I don't know what he's up to nowadays, but man, he should have stuck with Robert Plant. So yeah, Robert Plant, Pictures at 11, album from 1982. It's on Swan Song too. I think it's the only solo album on Swan Song. I could be wrong. I don't know if the next album was on Swan Song. And then finally, Show a 45. Like I said earlier, I don't have a lot of 45s. I don't collect 45s. I think they're kind of a pain in the ass, and I've never been a big 45 person. But I do collect these. These are 40th anniversary picture discs, 45 picture discs of David Bowie. This one is Alabama Song. This one is Breaking Glass. I've never opened these. This one is, I think this is Heroes. This one is Beauty and the Beast. These are all 40th anniversaries. He was releasing these for a while, and then since he passed away, they haven't released any. And I've gone to, this one is Sound and Vision. Some of them are fairly expensive, like ridiculously expensive. Because I kind of, this is Heroes. I kind of wanted to collect all of them, because there's about, I want to say there's about 25 or 30 of them. And so I missed out on a couple of the early ones. This is Golden Years. This is Be My Wife. I missed out on a couple of the early ones. And so I went back to try and get them, and I mean, you're looking at a couple $100 for some of these things. I was like, what? This is Boys Keep Swinging. Great song from Lodger. DJ. And this one, You know, this one might not be actually part of the collection. This is That's a Promise. I don't think this is actually part of the collection. But pretty cool. Really, actually, really cool. I like that. So those are just like 45s I was going to show. I don't really have any more. Whoa. So that's it. Vinyl Tag 2022. I finally made it. Oh my God. You guys have been crazy with these vinyl tags. I was going to make another one. I was going to do Prog Hats. Check out his channel, Eddie, at Prog Hat. And who else had one? I don't remember. I was gonna mix it like 3 of them together, like Rachel did, Rachel the Music Ma'am, and then I just got lazy and I was like, I'm just gonna do Rob Walker's, because he came up with some great stuff. So Rob, great job. Thanks for keeping us all involved in the VC and making videos and having fun. You guys, Happy New Year if I didn't say it before, and let's make 2022 just fucking awesome. You guys stay safe, have a good time. Under 28 minutes. We did it. Bye.